Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're tackling a Leetcode problem called using a robot to print the lexicographically smallest string. It sounds a bit technical, but don't worry, we'll break it down into simple steps. Our goal is to figure out the best strategy for this robot to print characters in a way that forms the smallest possible string according to dictionary order. Let's dive in. So, here's the setup. We're given an input string, let's call it sen, and we have a robot with an empty temporary holding area, let's call that t_proj. The robot needs to produce a final string on paper, let's call that p, which should be the lexicographically smallest one possible. The robot has two moves it can make, until both s and t are empty. First, it can take the first character from the input string s and move it to its holding area t. Think of t like a stack of plates. The last character added is on top. Second, it can take the last character added to its holding area t, so the top of the stack, and write it onto the paper p. Our job is to direct the robot to make these moves in such an order that the string p ends up being the smallest one in dictionary order. Let's walk through the first example. The input string s is z, za. We want the output as. Imagine the robot's actions. Initially, the paper p is empty, s is z, za, and the robot's hand t is empty. The Leetcode explanation says, first, the robot takes all characters from s and puts them in its hand t, so z from z, za goes to t. Hand t is now s, is za. Then, another z from z, a goes to t. Hand t is now z, second z on top, s is a. Finally, a from a goes to t. Hand t is now z, a. San t is now z, a. A is on top. S is empty. Now the robot prints from its hand t to the paper p. It takes the top character a from t and prints it. Paper p is a. Hand t is z. Then it takes z from t and prints it. Paper p is a. Hand t is z. Then it takes the last z from t and prints it. Paper p is a. Hand t is empty. The final string is a, which is indeed the lexicographically smallest. The question is, how does the robot decide when to move from s to t and when to move from t to p? That's the core of the problem. Okay, so what's our first instinct? We could try to list out every single possible sequence of operations, but that would be a lot of possibilities, especially for longer strings. That's probably going to be too slow. This feels like a problem where a greedy approach might work. At any point, the robot has a choice. Take from s or print from t, if t isn't empty. We need a rule to make the best local decision, hoping it leads to the global best. Let's think about what lexicographically smallest means. It means we want the smallest possible character, then b, etc., at the beginning of our output string p, then the smallest possible for the second position, and so on. So, at any point, if the robot is about to write a character to paper p, etc., it should try to write the smallest character it possibly can. The only character it can directly write is the one on top of its hand t. The crucial decision is, should I write the character on top of my hand t now? Or, should I first take another character from the input string s and add it to my hand t, hoping that a later character from s, or the one I just picked, will be even smaller and allow me to make a better sequence? Here's the key insight for a greedy strategy. Let's always know the smallest character that is still present in the remaining unprocessed part of the input string s. Let's call this min_s_char. Now, when we decide, we look at the character on top of the robot's hand, ti-asa. If the hand t is not empty, and the character on top of t is smaller than or equal to min_s_char, the smallest character we could ever hope to get from the rest of s, then we should print the character from t. Why? Because we're guaranteed that no character coming from s in the future will be smaller than what's on top of t. So printing it now is the best move for this position. What if the character on top of t is larger than min_s_char? Or if t is empty? Then, we must take a character from s and put it into t. We do this because there's a smaller character, min_s_char, still in s that we want to get to eventually. Printing a larger character from t now would be a mistake if a smaller one is available later from s. What if s is empty? Then min_s_char is conceptually like a character larger than z, so we'd just empty out tar. Alright, here's the Python code that implements this greedy strategy. I know, it's a fair bit of code on one slide, but don't worry, we're going to break it down piece by piece in the next few slides, so it'll make perfect sense. We'll look at how we keep track of character counts, how we find that important min_s_char, and how the stack and result list are managed. First up, the setup. We create an array called char_counts of size 26. This will store how many times each letter from A to Z appears in the input string s. We loop through senis once to fill these counts. Then, we figure out the very first min_char_in_s. We start checking from A. The min_char_in_s_ord variable will hold the character code of this smallest character. We keep incrementing it past A, B, and so on, until we find a character that actually exists in S. Its count is greater than 0. Finally, stack_t is an empty list that will act as the robot's hand, our stack, and result_p is an empty list where we'll build our final answer. Now we loop through each character in the input string s one by one. Let's call the character we're looking at current_char_ from _s. First, the robot takes this character and puts it into its hand. Stack_t joinict append current_char_ from _s. Since this character has now been taken from s, conceptually, we decrease its count in our char_counts array. Next, a very important step. We update our min_char_in_s_ord. Remember, this variable tracks the smallest character that is still available in the parts of s we haven't processed yet. Since we just used up one current_char_ from _s, the old min_char_in_s_ord might not be valid anymore. If current_char_ from _s was the min_char_in_s_ord, and its count just dropped to 0. So this while loop advances min_char_in_s_ord until it finds the new smallest character with a non-zero count, or it goes past z. The min_s_char_ to is then set. If min_char_in_s_ord went past z, meaning no more characters are available from s, we use a placeholder character like, which is greater than z, to help with comparisons later. This is where the robot makes its smart move. We have a while loop that checks two things. Is the robot's hand, stack_t, not empty? And, is the character on top of the hand, that stack_t1, less than or equal to our min_s_char_ If both are true, it means the character on top of the hand is the best one to print right now. So we pop it from stack_t and append it to our result_p. This inner loop continues as long as these conditions hold, potentially printing multiple characters from the hand if they are all smaller than or equal to the current smallest available from s. After the main loop finishes, we've processed all characters from the original string s. There might still be some characters left in the robot's hand stack_t. These all need to be printed, so we have a final while loop to pop them and add them to result_p. Finally, we join all the characters in result_p to form the final output string. So, how efficient is this solution? For time complexity, we iterate through the input string s once, which takes order n time, where n is the length of s. Inside the loop, updating min_char_in_s_ord might seem like it adds more, but min_char_in_s_ord only ever increases. Over the entire execution, it can scan through the alphabet from A to Z, or size k, at most once in total. Each character is pushed onto the stack once and popped once. So the total time is roughly order n plus k prior. Since k is fixed at 26 for lowercase English letters, we can often just say it's order n. For space complexity, the char_counts array takes order k space. The stack_t, robot's hand, can in the worst-case scenario, like an input string, zyxwvut_srqponmlkjihg hold all n characters. So the space needed is order n plus k pisprol, which simplifies to order n. So to wrap things up, the core idea to solve this problem is a greedy one. We always want to make the decision that seems best at the current moment to build the lexicographically smallest string. The trick is to keep track of the smallest character that's still available in the unprocessed part of the input string s. Let's call this our min_s_sha. We use a stack to represent the robot's hand. Let's call it t. The rule is pretty simple then. If the character on top of the hand t is smaller than or equal to min_s_cha, or if s is all used up, then it's safe and optimal to print the character from t. Otherwise, we should take the next character from 6 and put it into t, hoping to get a smaller character to print later. This ensures we always prioritize printing smaller characters as early as possible. Hope that explanation helped you understand how to tackle this robot printing problem. If it was useful, please hit that like button, think about subscribing for more Leetcode breakdowns, and feel free to drop any questions or your own thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous and want to support more content like this, you can always check out the Boba Fund. Keep practicing, keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.